So Julie, so you got your own company and it being, so you're the broker, right?
No, I'm not my own real estate company. This is my property preservation. Everything falls under my property preservation business. So I just have everything onto this tax ID number right here. But my plan is to become my own broker.
Why is it important to have everything run through the business? So tell the listeners who are not business owners why it's important to do that.
Number one, tax write-off. And then I'm building business credit. So when I go out there and want to purchase something, I don't have to run my personal credit. I can run it as my business credit. My car is in my business name. I can put a property in my business name because I built business credit and all that type of stuff. So everything. So somebody wants to go look to see how many properties I got. What they're not up under my name. They're under my business name.
Your end goal is to become a broker and have people kind of be under you, and you were kind of like the Keller Williams, or that was the big broker name. That's kind of your end goal.
Yeah, my end goal is to become a broker in both states, Tennessee and Alabama. I was licensed in Georgia, but I'm not down in Georgia a lot, so I just end up retiring my license so I can just refer business out there. But yeah, my end goal is to become a broker in 2 states and just teach people of color, man, in the game. Like, real estate is where it's at. You want to make money. You want to help people invest. You want to help families. Just be that tool to help us understand building generational wealth is where it's at. It ain't about cars and the rest of the stuff that you see on TV. Is generational wealth is through real estate to me. That's my opinion on it. People may argue with me, but at the end of the day, you always gonna need somewhere to lay your head.
So we are technically in a recession, right? We had 2 negative quarters GDP. That's a recession. So would you recommend a person getting a house during a recession or waiting? And then why should a person do either or?
If you qualify for a house, credit wise, monetary wise, get the house. Because the interest rates, like I said, they're going to fluctuate. They're going to go up and down. You can look at it, the negative side one, like we are in a recession, but once we get at the recession, what's going to happen with these houses? The housing rate prices are going to go back up. Right now, they're kind of like at a standstill, and new construction owners are giving lots of free things away. Like last year, you couldn't get a refrigerator in a new construction home. You had to go buy your own because they were out of stock, or they just weren't offering it because the prices were so high. It's like, we don't have to offer you anything. You're gonna get your washer, your dishwasher, and your stove, but they may not be in the same brand back last year. Like, seriously, I know I had a buyer. She had mismatched appliances, and they was like, well, you can't sue us for it because you signed a contract saying that it might be this. So to get back to the question, yes, buy a house now, even though we're in a recession. If you got the money, if you can afford the monthly payment, then why not? Because you're going to pay rent. You're going to sometimes pay more in rent than your mortgage. So you're just going to keep throwing money away or building something up for your future.
What do you think about these container home versus a traditional home?
That's a sticky one. I would say I don't like them personally, but I know it's a fad, and just like a lot of these farm built houses now, it's a fad. Like the modern homes, I like the modern homes, the way they build the modern homes, open floor plans and all this stuff. But the container houses, I wouldn't get one.
So you're saying we ain't gonna see you in a tiny home either, is we?
I know, ain't no tiny home now. Like, what I see, like, I don't really too much care for the skinny homes either. Because what I seen what they was doing, like, Wedgewoods, like that whole area, they would knock down one house and you will see 4 houses. Like, there's no privacy whatsoever. I'm like, I don't want to turn around, look at my window and see my neighbor's house right there. Like there's and then look to the right and then look to the left. I'm like, nah. You have no front yard, you have no backyard, you just got a tall, skinny house. You to pay like $500,000-$600,000 for it. For what? Just so you could be closer to downtown.
Yeah, they do that in DC. They build up, and
yeah,
they'll put 6-7 stories on that house, rooftop. This balcony. They just keep going, man. It's crazy to see some of the houses here. But
so as a home buyer, is it better to buy and then flip it, and just keep on doing that, or you think it's better to buy and then rent it out?
It depends on where you want to go. Me and my brother and one of his friends, we brought an investment property last year in Huntsville because we knew the market's going to blow down there. So we got a good deal on it. So we got to rent it out within like 2 weeks. We thought about doing an Airbnb. Well, we see the Airbnb market is kind of like going south right now. A lot of people like doing Airbnbs because this whole recession thing. So we end up raising the rent. We didn't raise it by that much because we got a good tenant in there. We didn't want to scare her away. So we're like, we're going to raise it up by a couple of dollars and just let it be. But it all depends on what you want to do or what your long-term goals are, or your short-term goals or long-term goals. Short-term goals, I would say do Airbnb. Long-term goals, if you want to continue to make money, each month, rent it out, but make sure you have a good renter in there. Make sure you do all the necessary background checks, check their financial records, and just make sure you get good references, and go from there. And I know 9 times 10, they may have all that good stuff, but they may fall on bad terms too. So you just got stay persistent and make sure that you have the open line of communication with them. Like, hey, let me know what's going on if you fall on bad times or something like that. So
how do you get involved in real estate? Like, I mean, you have to have, sometimes they say, oh, this house was $5,000, but you got to do so much to it. Or, what's a tip or what's a standard way a person that don't have any real estate knowledge, but they want to get in, do they get in being a realtor, or they just want to come in and buy a home with some liquid funding or investors? What's some advice, or what's the best method you would say?
It's different avenues of real estate. A lot of people think you got to have a real estate license to get a real estate. That's the number one myth. You don't have to have a real estate license because there's a lot of investors who didn't go to school or anything. They just found they use a lot of hard money cash places to go in there. They will invest with them to go in there and buy these dilapidated houses in the hoods, and they just built their portfolio up that way. Now, if you're looking to go the traditional way, like you want something that's not dilapidated or been foreclosed on, then get with an real estate agent, or get with someone who has a for sale by owner, and work out something with them on that way. So it's different avenues: investor way, traditional way. So it all depends on who you feel comfortable with talking to. We know each other, so you can pick my brain about anything, and I'm gonna let you know. If I don't know the answer, I can find the answer for you.
So T, I can attest to that, man. So I called him. It was early this year, man. I got one of my clients knew a person that was selling some land, and it was 10 acres for $100,000. I'm like, let me call Julius. This might be too good to be true. He heard the excitement in my voice, but I heard like the he ain't saying don't do it, but he was like, you just might want to just check that out. So I had to do some more research, man. I found out like half of it was on wetlands. So on wetlands in Florida, you can't build on it. So shouts out to you for your apprehension in your voice.
Yeah. Anything that sounded be good, man, be true there, man. Take a look at it. Like I said, I said probably need to get a perk test done on it. If the perk test, the soil don't come back good, you can't build on it.
Yeah.
Wow, so half of you couldn't even build on, so you just been sitting on it, and
you just been sitting on it. You ain't been under your name, but you'd have been sitting on it. Like you'd have I got 10 acres, but you can't do nothing with it. you would have had a flex. You would have had a flex, but you can't do nothing with it for real.
Wow. Broke flex, a hurting flex.
If you had 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who'd they be and why?
5 dinner guests.
Yep, got them.
Let me see. I'm starting with the black female. I would say Oprah Winfrey, TSU alum.
Yeah, like it.
So that game up from her. Number 2, I'm going to say, dead or alive. Gotta bring Tupac.
Like it.
Tupac or Biggie? Which one you going for? Tupac.
I'm West Side all day.
Man, I was arguing with dude at the bar about it. Tupac or Biggie? He talking about some Biggie. I was like, why? Anyway, that's all.
Number 3, I'm going to say, and I'm going back to Tuskegee with this one, George Washington Carver. Number 4, I'm gonna bring President Obama.
Okay. Can't go wrong with that.
A lot of melanin at the table.
Yeah. And number 5, I'm gonna shout out to Mom Dukes. I'm gonna bring my mom.
Oh, we ain't had that one before.
Okay. Hey, I gotta give her flowers while she's here.
That's what's up, man. That's
Yeah.
what it's about. Bring on that journey with you.
Yeah, bring on the journey. So yeah, they're my top 5 right there.